Okay, can you guys hear me? Not you, Mama. Sorry, of course, my cat has to join in on the conversation. But hello, everybody. Welcome to another stream. So, in case you missed it, I did put up a poll to ultimately decide uh, what I would draw first as teaser art for Shadow Underground. And the votes came in, and they were actually pretty close. Shadowcal and Shadow and Albedo were neck and neck for a while there, at least until to the home stretch there. So I am going to be drawing Albedo and Shadow's reunion today. I'm still making up my mind if I want it to be just when Shadow first sees her, or if I want to draw when Shadow embraces her. I don't really know yet. Either way, I'm really, really excited to draw those two. Next time I have a live stream, depending on how the votes continue to go on Twitter and on Discord and everywhere else I put the poll, I will either draw Dark Sonic next or Shadow and Tikal first meeting next. Now, obviously, because they are teasers, that tells you that they're going to be sharing certain elements that will be in the story. So, yes, that does mean that Dark Sonic is going to be in this AU. And I'm very excited to include him because I have not seen a good depiction of Dark Sonic in a while. The last time I saw it was in canon, I saw it in Sonic X, and the last time I saw him in a non-canon way was what was it called? I think it was called Sonic Nazo Unleashed. That's an old Sonic animation from the early days of the fandom on YouTube. So I'm really, really stoked to draw my own version and rendition of Dark Sonic eventually here. And yeah, to hopefully get you guys a little bit excited about the project. I have officially finished the outline, the detailed outline of every single chapter. So, because of that, that means that chapter one is being written, and I will be uploading that quite soon, probably within the next couple of weeks, God permitting, just because I do have a lot of business that I literally have to attend to because I do have real life businesses that I'm starting to get up off the ground. But as it stands now, it looks like I'll be able to get the first chapter out fairly quickly here. And I will, of course, include some illustrations to go with that. As I mentioned in the previous live stream, there will be just line art photos that will be attached to each chapter so that people can get a little bit more immersed. But yeah, with all of that being said, today, like I mentioned, we're going to be just drawing Shadow and Albedo. And then we'll go from there in terms of if people want to learn more about the story. Of course, I'm going to try not to spoil too much. I'll probably just talk about whatever it is that I end up drawing between Shadow and Albedo, and then we'll go from there. And if you guys can hear the music, I decided to make the music a little bit more emotional, just because of course the nature of the reunion, because it's just a big deal. So yeah, anyway, so without further ado, let me go ahead and get started here. So I am trying to decide if I should draw Shadow, because the thing is, the idea I had for Shadow and Albedo when they reunite is of course like a hug, but the thing is, the hug is so like intimate that I wouldn't even really be able to draw their faces. So I kind of want to approach this from when they first see each other after it's been since Shadow is aged up in my AU, it's been about 70 years at this point. About like, yeah, 70, 50, 60, 70 years. Yeah. So I'm thinking of doing something like that, and then I'll have like the illustration of the two hugging in the actual the actual story, but again, I don't really know. I'm debating. So I'm just going to look up some references here and see if I can find anything that'll inspire me. Oh, and one more thing. I got Toon Squid. So I'm hoping to practice some animation in the future. So yeah, we will see how that goes. If I end up doing some small animations, I'll upload some of those to YouTube. Probably do some, not dubs, but make some animations that go along with some of my favorite vines and memes and that kind of thing. So, but for now, yeah, let's look up any. Oh, that's really pretty. Hold on, I'm gonna just save that too. Anyway, okay. So let's see here. Let me see. Embrace. Because if it's not that, then it's just going to be them. Let me see. Uniting. Because I have a couple ideas. I really, really want to do the other one I was thinking about, but these are all couples. That's okay. Oh, that would be cute, actually. Let's see. Yeah, not a lot of Pinterest. Let me see here. That could work too. But again, those are things I could leave for it itself. So, what I think I know what I'm gonna do. So, go away, App Store and YouTube. Okay. Alright. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna go with the original idea because I need to learn to be more decisive. Oh, hold on. Let me stretch my hands a little bit because otherwise I start to cramp. And that's always uncomfortable. But yeah, hope we'll have a good time. Be here for a couple of hours, maybe a little bit more. I'm not entirely sure. But let's see here. Okay. Not as much stretching as I would have liked, but that's okay. Okay. That's okay. I can also stretch as I go. So I wanted to be, you know what, you can adjust the canvas later. So okay, so yeah, I'm gonna start drawing with albedo. You're gonna see here my drawing process for those of you who are new. Oh, hi, child. Oh, hello, Andy. Hello, so everybody's coming in. But you're gonna see my drawing process is very messy, but I try to be as streamlined as possible. Oh, that's not what I want. Okay. Yes. Okay. So obviously, Albedo is surprised to see her baby son. Also, I'm loving what the last post I made on Twitter has done to my reputation on not just Twitter but on every platform I'm on now. People now just they'll tag me and they'll be like, "Hey, your son's doing this, your son's doing that," and it's something shadow related. And I'm like, oh my goodness, that actually makes me so happy that like it's cute. I love that that's what I'm known for now. Or that's what's becoming my brand, and I don't mind. I really don't mind. It's actually it's fun. It's really, really fun for me. So, let me see if she does this. Okay. Okay, actually, you know what? It's okay. It can be messy. Alrighty. Yeah, that's true. I did choose to be his mother, and I mean, to think that all started just because me and my sister, was it me and my sister? No, it was me and my husband went to go see Sonic 3, and I noticed my crush on Shadow that I had when I was like 12, 13, 14 was gone. But I still loved him. So that's why he's my son and not like. That's why I'm not like self inserting like through a ship. Tikal ended up taking my place in that, and I appreciate that because Tikal is a sweet girl, and I can't wait to draw her again next time I live stream. So, well, it depends actually, depends on what the people vote for. So, if you want to see Shadikal next time, make sure you vote on the polls on here on YouTube. There's also a poll on my profile for that, so you can vote there. There's Twitter, of course. I didn't put it on Blue Sky just because Blue Sky is not being very nice in terms of giving their user base a lot of options. So, but it is here. Oh, should I say that I'm live everywhere? I mean I can, but I feel like. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to quickly let everyone know that I'm live. Because I don't think. And also so people can come in a little bit later. There's my post. Bear with me 1 quick second. Yeah, Blue Sky's not fun. Where's the red button? There we go. Oh, whoops. Live. Post that to Twitter. YouTube already lets people know. Where is my thing here? Wait. Oh, no, that's not what I want. Live. You guys already know I'm alive in the Shattuck House server, so I'll leave that alone. And then for this, I'm live. Okay, that's all that needs to be done. That's okay. Alright. Yeah, no, Blue Sky hasn't been fun. It's honestly pretty quiet on there. I mean, here's the thing. It's quiet on there unless you get into politics. When you're in politics, then suddenly everybody's talking. And I'm like, no, I don't want to talk about politics. I just want to talk about my... I want to talk about my ship and my AU. But, I don't know. I guess that's the world we live in now. At least for the time being. Okay. Let me see. I might use the ad, everyone. I don't know. I feel like most people know that I'm live, but I'll just do it now. Let's just do that. Oh, that is the wrong link. Hold on a second. Oh, I love this song. There we go. There we go. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. I'd much rather just draw and be carefree, you know? This is gonna be so emotional. I love it. I love angst. But like, oh my gosh, I saw, who was it? Jade in the server. She was just like, no one dies, right? I'm like, no one dies. The only one who dies in my AU is the antagonist. So no, you don't need to worry. I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. I thought I was gonna be more tight on tasks that I had to do today, but I'm actually pretty good. So yeah, I'm not feeling too stressed about doing this because I have the time on my hands. So it's been good. I've just been really busy because, like I said, I'm developing my real life businesses and everything like that. So it's been it's been good, but my husband, he's been working really really hard these last few weeks, and he wants a vacation. So maybe we'll go on a vacation at some point, but we'll see. This is gonna look sus at first, but I promise it's not gonna stay that way. It's just Shadow on the ground looking at his mom because he's in shock. This looks so bad. My sketches always look so my sketches always look so like just very amateur, that's just how it is sometimes. Ah, my goodness. Oh, hello, Tails doll. Glad you could make it to the stream. The project is going really well, actually. I was just saying at the beginning that I finished the outline for all of the chapters. So, and they're pretty detailed as well. So that means that I will be able to get started on chapter 1 pretty soon here. And the nice thing about writing fiction for me is that it's so much easier and takes so much less time than the amount of time it takes for me to draw like a comic, for example. That's why I have to try to find more oh, I love this song. I have to try to find more time for not find more time. I have to make more time for my webcomic of Wrath and Peace, because that takes a lot longer. But the nice thing about this one is it's just gonna be some teaser art, the writing, and some of the illustrations, which will be super easy. So I'm super stoked. Yeah, so just draw this man. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to just BS it for a minute here. That's usually how I have to start these off. I can't draw them like picture perfect because then I get stressed and then I try to perfect the sketch, which is not the point of a sketch. I need her to be smaller than Shadow. Because Shadow's an adult in my AU. He's no longer... I mean, I get... People are always like, do you think Shadow's a minor? Do you think that he's an adult? Do you think he's this and that? I'm like, well, for the purposes of my AU, yes, his body is like 80 years old. He's about like 70, 80 years old. And mentally, given that that's like another 10, 20 years, he's like anywhere between like 27 and 37, but I'm going to put like I'm going to make him like 30 in my AU. He's a grown man mentally. Because in canon, I'm pretty sure he's about 17, 18. And I'd rather, with the way that I draw Tikal, I aged her up to be like at least in her mid to late 20s. So I'd rather keep that consistent with everyone else and not depict them as minors and that kind of thing, because it's just... Once you get into the question about like, oh, is this character a minor, is it not, then it just gets into really weird territory, and then you get some creeps in the Sonic fandom who are like, oh, well, I mean, they're not real. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's still... So, yeah, for the purposes of my AU, they are all aged up. Shadow's mentally 30. And so on and so forth. But anyway. Yeah, like I said, you're going to hear the sad boy hours music. Just for this. But, yeah. Yeah, it is really difficult to figure out his actual age, like, because, I see on the wiki that they're like, oh yeah, his body's age is 50, but his mental age is 17, which makes sense because he didn't really have that much life experience on the arc, right? And people have kind of deduced that, like, give me a second, I have to put this music down for myself here. People have kind of deduced that, when he was on the arc, he was, he had the mental capacity of a child, right? Again, hence why, like, his mental age is 17. But but then, like, as time goes on with the events of Shadow the Hedgehog, and like when Sonic went to Alcatraz and everything like that, um like Shadow got a lot more of that kind of life experience, but the way he handled his grief was like similar to that of like an older teenager and that kind of thing. And then as the games go on and whatnot, then oh, hi Zeba. Then as the games go on, he kind of matures more and more and more. So the way I see it is that his body undoubtedly is old, but that says nothing about his brain capacity, right? And so, given the way the games have gone and that kind of thing, I just personally want to say that Shadow was, in my AU, an adult. I'd rather just say that for an AU than in canon, because again, once you try to argue that in canon, people get weird about it. So I would just rather be like, okay, well, if Shadow's canonically 17, I can't do anything about that. So in my AU, he's going to be an older gentleman. Okay, anyway, alright, that's, I'm not gonna go any further with the sketch here, because it's just, it's a sketch. So, oh, well, actually, never mind, that's not true. I need to do this. Otherwise, I cannot. I lose all my functioning in terms of learning how to draw the ears and that kind of thing. Yeah, Sonic 06 had the best Shadow. For me, if I had to rank them, for me, it's Sonic Prime Shadow. I know a lot of people didn't really like Sonic Prime, and to be fair, there are elements of Sonic Prime I didn't really like either. Like, there's some lore stuff that I'm like, I wish they did something different. But in terms of like the voice acting and Shadow's character, no, he is by far my favorite Shadow. Is Sonic Prime Shadow. He's just so expressive. He's got like a good range. I never found that he was like too edgy but too emotional or anything like that. They just wrote him so well in that. And so I would say, like, if I had to choose, like, Prime Shadow was just the best depiction I've seen of Shadow since 06, and since like the early games. But yeah. Okay, I made it close too big, but I don't care. Okay. It's just a sketch. I have to keep reminding myself of that, because otherwise I'm hard on myself with the way that I draw. Okay, yeah, he's just, then there's Mama. I cannot wait for my hair to be this long. And I get these actual braids. Okay, let me just, oh yeah, and she like that. Okay, this is, she's like this, and Shadow is, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this, oh my gosh, okay. Yeah, Sonic Prime Shadow's the GOAT, I agree. Like, he's just, he has so much swag. I hate that word. I haven't used that word in forever, but he's just got swagger. Like, it's just the best thing ever. Like, I could go on about Prime Shadow all day, but anyway, okay, I have to draw. Who do I want to draw first? No, let's do Shadow first, just because he's on his knees and it's going to be more difficult to draw. So, actually, yeah, let me do a more detailed sketch, and then go on to the liner. That's too far up. Okay, I already don't like that. Drawing Sonic characters at like a profile view is always kind of difficult, but that's okay. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like, Shadow's just, regardless of his mental age or anything like that, his character is just, he's grief-stricken. And in Sonic X, it doesn't help that another girl that he grows close with dies either, like Molly, which she is not in my AU, but like, there is references to her in my AU, because that's something that I feel like not enough people remember. Is like, he lost 2 women. He didn't just lose Maria. He lost another girl that he cared about very much, to the point that in the Japanese version of Sonic X, he went to go see her grave. Like, it's just, at least he got closure with Molly, but even then I was like, come on again. Like, and he saw it too. Like, But yeah, anyway. Oh, whoops. Okay, don't worry about if this looks perfect or not. You know this. Don't worry about it. Just draw it and then it will come out when it needs to. That's my one piece of advice for people who are either just starting to draw or who, are perfectionists like me. Just draw. It doesn't matter if it looks ugly at first or if it looks weird or wonky. Just start drawing and just do the sketch as messy as you can, and then refine it and refine it and refine it the more that you draw. Okay, I usually don't. What do I usually start with? No, I usually start with a muzzle. Let me actually hold on. No, this is fine. It's his eyes. His eyes bother me. That's okay. He's flabbergasted. Actually, you know what? Let me draw Albedo. Nope. Never mind. Nope. Oh yeah. Shadow, most definitely, because again, he broods and he spends a lot of his time by himself. Yeah, he's got that PTSD. There's no denying that. At least not to me. So that's something I want to address in the story too, is just how, because I forgot to mention. So in my AU, Shadow X Sonic Generations doesn't happen. In my AU, the events of my AU happen instead of Sonic X Shadow Generations. So, in Sonic, if any of you have played Sonic X Shadow Generations, I'll try not to spoil it if you haven't and you really want to play the game or you don't know the story. But basically, in Sonic X Shadow Generations, that game is one in which Shadow learns the importance of not giving into his anger. And, of course, we also know that in Sonic X Shadow Generations that he actually sees Maria and he talks to her, and she's the one who kind of reminds him, like, no. Keep fighting, but don't let it overtake you. Don't let the darkness overtake you, because, Black Arms was there and they were trying to encourage Shadow to. Anyway, so in my AU that doesn't happen, because in my AU he learns that exact same lesson. It's just in a different way. So, but yeah, no, the thing with Shadow is that he's got that post-traumatic stress, he got that grief, and he's not dealing with it very well because he keeps being alone, which is why I want Albedo in the story, but is also why I want Tikal in the story, apart from the fact that I'm just Shadowcal trash. But hold on a second. Yeah, see, and that's something I'm gonna also address in the story. Is one of the main conflicts in the story is that Shadow, obviously, again, I'm not gonna spoil, but there's something that happens that sets Shadow off, because he thinks that the person who caused it is putting Tikal and his mom, because of course he reunites with his mom, in danger, and so he gets pissed, and then it's just a whole thing. So yeah, Shadow the Hedgehog kind of addressed it a little bit, except the thing with Shadow the Hedgehog was that it more so addressed Shadow forgetting who he was and finding out who he is, whereas Sonic X Shadow Generations dealt more with the grief directly. Because like in Shadow X Sonic Generations, it specifically targets his anger, not who he, because you know how in Shadow the Hedgehog you can choose either to kill everybody and join Black Arms, join Gun, join Sonic and the crew, or go down your own path, which is where you get the best ending. In Shadow the Hedgehog, it's more Shadow trying to remember who he is, and then he finds out who he is in the good ending and the canon ending of the game, where he's like, I am Shadow, I am the ultimate life form, I'm built to do this and that kind of thing. Whereas in Sonic X Shadow Generations, it addresses more the fact that he knows who he is, but the problem is that he is having trouble keeping his promise to Maria because he still doesn't trust humans very much. He still doesn't really like Earth a lot, and he doesn't have that much of an attachment to it. But then, you know, he sees Maria because of the time eater and that kind of thing, and then his anger about it changes. And his anger is addressed more because, again, Black Arms tries to use his anger to overtake him because Black Doom wants Shadow for himself because they're a hive mind and that kind of thing. Like, there's just a lot of lore there. Yeah, it's partially addressed in Shadow the Hedgehog, but not entirely. So I'm going to be addressing a lot of this stuff in my AU, and I'll make it clear at the beginning and stuff like that. That, yeah, no, in my AU, Shadow X Sonic Generations doesn't happen because the lessons that Shadow learns in Sonic X Shadow Generations, he learns here. So, okay, this is looking much better, but I need his eye to look a little more angry because it is Shadow. There we go. Okay, good. I'm glad. Okay, as soon as I get the faces right, it's immediately I'm able to do everything. Okay. Do I want Shadow? Well, Shadow will probably just I don't know. Let me make his head a little bigger. Some characters. And Shadow is both. Because he's a grown man. Okay. Drawing characters on their knees is always difficult. Let me see here. Actually, that looks fine. Okay, and then Shadow is gonna have some muscles. Kind of. I don't want to make them look too human because it just looks weird. Okay, I can't hear the music anymore because it was distracting me so much. Oh, the music's really loud, Gracious. I'm sorry, guys. Oh gosh, these edits are so good. Alright, okay. I don't want the music to be too loud for you guys because you need to hear me, and especially because I speak softer now. I need to calm down. Okay. Oh, also, I am still in the process of making my PNG tuber. Of course, it's going to be Albedo, but, you know, I have to figure that out because I don't know if I want a PNG tuber or if I want one of, like, the 3D ones that a lot of people have, but I don't know. I have to make up my mind on that because that would involve me needing to get a video camera, and I don't want to get a video camera, so... Why can't I draw arms? Okay, I can draw arms. I just don't want them to look so sassy. Shadow is sassy, though. That's my boy. Very sassy. Oh, you know what? Screw it. Just draw his torso first. I don't want to draw his torso first because then it looks weird. Oops. Ew, gross. Okay. You know what? Screw it. Just draw his arms however you want to for now, and then you can fix them later. Hold on. Okay. Just do this for now until he's... There we go. Okay. That looks a little bit better. His chest might need to be bigger, but that's fine. Okay. Yeah, I mean, the avatar I had before was PNG, and so I'm thinking of that, but like there are some people who have like PNG tubers with like more 3D properties. Like, you know Into the Spider-Verse, how it's both 2D and 3D at the same time, or like that the Puss in Boots movie, or the or bad guys, right? How is it both 2D and 3D? A lot of people have been kind of integrating that into their PNG or VTubers, and I'm like, that is so cool. I want to know how to do that, and if I can't do it, I'd commission someone to do it for me. Honestly, like I feel like that would be so worth it. Um, okay, Shadow needs bigger quills on his. Oh, that actually looks really good. But his back does need to be a little bit buffer because he's a grown man. There we go. Okay. It's a grown ass man. Okay, there we go. It's my boy. Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. I know that 3D avatars eat up a lot of like, and that'll suck for the stream. So, um, but like even just something similar. Like I'm gonna show you guys this. As long as there's nothing on my browser that's weird. Okay. Vito. Okay. So when I make some more money, I am seriously planning on getting this. It is so cool. I was using this one, which is what I will use probably for now because it's free. But this one is a lot more dynamic. I need to join the early access, but again, I don't have the money for that right now. But I am seriously planning on doing something with this because it is so much more fluid with the animation. It's a little bit better with the voice, and a little bit more sensitive, and there's more probability for movement, that kind of thing. So that's the plan. But I need to, again, I need to get the money to be able to afford the. I can't remember if it's Patreon or if it's Ko-Fi. Either way, right now I'm a little short on funds, so I can't really. Okay, you know what? Just rough it. It's okay. Ah, jeez. I got rid of his leg. It's okay. Okay, what I might do is I'm gonna make him. Let me see if I can make his legs be on his knees a little bit higher. Here. Oh, will he have his tail wag? That's so cute. Honestly, I don't think so. Shadow's gonna be in shock in this shot where he sees his mom. Just because, it's been, gosh, it's been like 80 years and he didn't even know he had a mother. It's gonna be a little bit emotional. So probably not, but honestly, I might make another copy of this where his tail is wagging. Just because you brought that up, I didn't think to do that, so it's gonna be dramatic, but I can do that. Let me see. His leg's super long, on my word. I don't need it that long. What the heck is this song? Oh my gosh, I can't. People will listen to stuff like this and be like, oh, it's fire. I'm like, where? Actually, hold on a minute. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do that where his. Okay, there we go. because his entire body isn't here yet, and I also have never drawn a Sonic character on their knees before, so this is new, but I like it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix it a little bit, but it's okay. That's why you sketch. And his legs. And his tail. And his other leg is gonna be kind of doing this because he just fell on his knees. Let's see. Ah, jeez. Also, I'm so glad you guys enjoy watching me draw. It's fun. It's real fun to do it with other people, knowing that it's enjoyable for them too. So, what did I do to his body? He's a little chunky. Okay, yeah, he's. Oh, that's what I did. Okay, yeah, this needs to be a little bit more wide. I do want to make him look like he's grown. Okay. Chunky shadow because of Mama's cooking. I mean, well, I will feed him many tamales. Y los pupusas. Él necesita comer. Muchísimos. Muchísimos papusas. Para mi niño. Para mi hijo. And of course his very fluffy chest. This video might get restricted because of copyright, but I don't care. I can't find any other music that's matches the vibe because I told you guys last time I have aphantasia, so I can't draw without proper music in the background or silence. Oh my goodness. You know what? Okay, don't worry about his body shape. Come on. Oh, that's what I did wrong. It's supposed to be arched a little bit. His head looks a little big. Hold on. There we go. Give him tamalito. See? Now I want a tamal. My abuelita makes the best tamales, so I need to go back to Canada just to have one. Why does his head look like it's too big? You know what? Okay, just finish it. Just finish the sketch, then you can change his body shape. I promise I'm not judging my son. I just don't know how to draw him properly. Oh, I'm using the wrong thing. Oh well, doesn't matter. It can be as messy as you want it to be. Yeah, his head's too big. Okay, that now I see the problem. That's okay. I will fix it after. That's what's going on. His head's too big. So he still looks like a baby. He's no baby. Okay. Alrighty, close. Oh, Shadow. Shadow, mi vida, mi amor. Mi hijo. Oh, hello. Welcome to the stream. Trying to figure out the shape of my son's head. My son. I don't want to get too. Here's my thing. I love that I'm becoming known as Shadow's mom, but I don't want to get too deep into it because there's just some people where they get really weird about it. Like I remember when I was 12 and I had a crush on Shadow, I was convinced that I was his wife. Now I'm much older now. I'm 25 years old, so I've matured, I think. But yeah, I don't want to take that too far where I'm like, oh no, I'm Shadow's mother, and it's like, no, 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 he doesn't exist. It's okay. So I don't want anyone else taking it too seriously either. He's a cartoon hedgehog. Sonic's the one with zoomies. Shadow's the one with issues and zoomies. So he's a good boy though. That's too much. Okay. I do like giving him volume to all of his quills, so. Shadow uses Pantene. No, he doesn't. That would dry out his quills. I don't like Pantene, as you can tell. Okay, let me try to think here. Thank you so much. Okay, I just gotta manipulate his body a little bit. Oh, what's wrong? Okay, now something's wrong. At least to me. I bet you it looks fine to all of you, but not to me. Oh, I know what it is. This is what's doing it. I mean, I made his quills. Hello. Oh my gosh, other franchises I like other than Sonic. Oh my goodness. That's a hard question because there's so many. I love, love, love Transformers. I adore Transformers. I love Transformers. I love Doom. I love Resident Evil. Oh my goodness. Resident Evil, Doom, Transformers. Those have to be my my top 4 in order would have to be Sonic, Resident Evil, Doom, Transformers. I love those franchises so much. And I did want to do some like crossovers. Like I really wanted to give Optimus Prime, because Optimus Prime, listen, I'm married, but that's husband material right there. And to be fair, Optimus does remind me a lot of my real husband, but yeah, no, I have been wanting to draw a Sonic version of Optimus for a while. I just have to figure out exactly what animal I feel like he would be best as. I know my sister's doing it too, and I ultimately thought like either a tiger, a lion, or an eagle or something like that. But anyway, that's besides the point. Yeah, I would love to do some sort of Sonic Transformers crossover, like with designing characters, like in that way. I cannot draw robots to save my life, so I would have to draw them in Sonic form. But I would love to do that so much. And then yeah, like Vlad said, I am a horror fan. It depends on the horror though. If it's like, here's how I categorize which horror I like and which horror I don't like. If the horror movie glorifies the death of the victims, then I don't like it. But if the horror movie or game glorifies the survivors winning, then that's different. And here's what I mean by that. So, let's say, for example, let's go with Saw or Friday the 13th. So, Saw and Friday the 13th, the reason why I'm not too fond on those movies is because in those movies you're rooting for the killer in a lot of circumstances, and even when you're not rooting for the killer, like, you know, there's just a huge sense of glorifying the fact that the victims got are being killed, and like it's a good thing. Whereas with Halloween or with Resident Evil or The Conjuring and movies like that, or with not Get Out. What's the other one? A Silent Place. With those, the protagonists are fighting the evil, and usually they win. Even if they don't win, though, if the point is for the antagonist to not be glorified, then I like it. And here's the reason why. I am okay, so because you guys know I'm a Christian, and the way I see it is I am a firm believer that horror, when done well, does a better job at communicating biblical principles than actual Christian movies. There are some exceptions like Hacksaw Ridge and The Prince of Egypt and The Chronicles of Narnia. Movies like that do it really well. But otherwise you have like those stupid movies that are just like God's Not Dead. I hate movies like that, right? But then you get stuff like Resident Evil or The Conjuring, where there are quite literally sometimes people saying like the power of Christ compels you, and it works. And I'm like, that's the most Christian thing I've ever seen. And this movie is horrifying. And I that's how I filter out like different horror. But yeah, I love it. Also, I have played Amnesia. Amnesia is such a good game, and like I remember when it was being updated and everything is so good. But yeah, so I like multiple things. And yeah, I did see the one second here. I did see the Angry Birds and Transformers crossover. I did see that. So yeah, I do like other franchises. I need to stop. This music is also distracting me, but also it's a vibe. Do I want his quills to be on the front or the back? Yeah, hold on. If his quills are on the front, it might make the perspective a little bit better. Whoops. Oops. Let's figure this out. It's easier if his quills are... Okay, let me get rid of that other quill. Okay, I think that's better. Oh. Yeah, Siba, I'm the complete opposite. Like I can't do horror movies because I can't control the characters and what they do. I sit there, I get so stressed out. I'm like, stop it. And also, at least with video games, if there's something gory or really, really rough, I can skip the cutscene. I can't do that with movies. With movies, I have to use the controller and move forward, and I might still see the gore and that kind of thing. So I can't do horror movies. So I'm the complete opposite, Siba. I can't. And then, oh, sorry, I'm reading the chat. Oh, thank you, Tokun. Appreciate it. Everywhere at the end of time. Huh. Interesting. Oh my gosh, Sonic.exe is. Listen, Sonic.exe, when it first came out, it was kind of freaky, and I was like, okay, this is kind of scary. And then the newer ones came out, like people started updating them, and I was like, oh, okay, I never want to see this again. and then, and then some. But here's my favorite type of horror. So, si Barba. I don't like horror movies, but I will tell you what I do love. I love YouTube analog horror. That is some of the best horror I've ever seen. And so, like, there was a Sonic.exe analog horror that I saw. It was so good. Like, oh my goodness. So, yeah, analog horror is the closest I will get to being okay with, like, horror films. Um, like, it's just, like, some people on the internet are just so creative, and with the VHS effects and everything like that, it's so much more creepy. I love analog horror, especially because they can, you know, people can make it look so real. So like, yeah, the analog horror is my favorite type of horror. But I always have to watch a YouTuber watching them. I can't watch them by myself because then I get too scared. Okay, shadow. Okay, his body's still too small. Hold on. What am I doing? Why don't you just make it bigger? He's a grown man. Something like that. Oh, you know what it is? His legs. He's on the ground. Okay. And then his belly. I think I made his chest too big. Let's see. Actually, no, hold on. This might work. Or I move his chest back a little bit. That's not an issue because his chest hair is already going to be really... His chest fur is already going to be really, all over the place. And it just makes it look... The perspective look weird. Go away. Go away. Whoops. Come on. Okay, come on. Go away. There we go. Okay. I don't like drawing anatomy. I gotta... Okay, there we go. And then his back. Yes. He's not gonna be small compared to his mom for that much longer. He's it's just she's standing up and he's not. But yeah, no, he's gonna be a big boy. He's a big boy. He's a big man. One second. Let me get rid of this. Do I want it like that? No, I don't. I want his arm to be like there, and then get rid of that. There we go. Okay, let me combine the two now. I think I did better. Okay, I think that's better. I don't know though. His arm looks wonky. It's because it's too big. See here. There we go. And then tail needs to be curved a little bit more. A little more attached to his back. Here. Let me do this. How? Oh, okay. I think I made his tail too big. That's okay. I'll fix that like right now. Yeah, horror fan made movies or series that are just psychological more than anything. That's what I mean by when I say analog horror. Analog horror is very rarely gory. It's mostly just psychologically unsettling, and I prefer to be more unsettled when it comes to horror than to be like outright scared, jump scared, or grossed out or anything like that. So, which is why I really like analog horror and Resident Evil. Resident Evil has jump scares, and that makes it fun. But Resident Evil, most of the stuff in Resident Evil, it's just you look at them and you're like, oh, why? You know, but it's also just really really cool, and I love the characters and everything. So, his head is still too big. Give me 1 second. What am I doing wrong? Is it his eye? Oh my goodness, Shadow. Oh wait, I think I know what I did. No. Did here? Hold on. I'm trying to fix this. His ear's also probably in the wrong place. That's probably why it looks weird too. Actually, as a matter of fact, let me just. Because his head is. He's gonna be facing his mother, so his nose is gone. And I'll make his eye look maybe more angry and also smaller. I think that's the problem. I made his eyes too big, which is crazy because he's a Sonic character. What is it with his body that's giving me pause? Oh, yeah, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, being detached from the characters. I can see that. I can see that. That's so cool how, like, different, like, how our brains work differently when it comes to, like, the same media. Okay, let me try to draw his arm or something. Okay, let me. I hate drawing hands and arms, but I have to. Sorry, this looks so bad. His ring. It's okay. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna just draw his shoes. Well, draw is a generous word here. I'm going to sketch his shoes. Okay. And, oh my gosh. Oh no, what have I done? Hold on. I didn't think this through. His shoes. Okay, his shoes. Typically, I want them to be. Okay, so his shoes typically do this, and then this, and then that. So. But I don't want them to be too attached to his ankle, because then that just looks weird. So, I'm gonna do this. Okay. And then other shoe. Oh yeah, that's good. Okay. Then no, you have to draw it like it's right side up. Like this. Then he has the ear. Okay, just screw it. Just do it like that. Whatever, no one cares. Okay, there we go. Need to be bigger. Okay. Okay. Oh, jeez, that sounds terrifying. The album? Ooh. Oh, I might look for that. Huh. Okay, how long have you been drawing? I have been drawing since I was 10 years old. So I've been drawing for 15 years. I started drawing on Microsoft Paint because Microsoft Paint gave you the option to, like, at the time, I don't know what it's like now, but at the time, Microsoft Paint, it gave you the ability to just kind of, like, make lines straight and that kind of thing with your mouse. So I used that to draw. And then probably when I turned about, oh my gosh, probably when I turned about 15, 16 or so. Wouldn't that be right? I think that's around the time when I got my first drawing tablet. And then I started drawing with that. I used to use Krita, and then I used Autodesk Sketchbook for a while, and then I was told about Procreate, and I resisted it for a long time. But then I got my iPad Pro, and now I use Procreate all the time. So, but yeah, I've been drawing for 15 years, so I've gotten a lot of practice in. But I started drawing Sonic when I was 10. So the Sonic franchise is what got me into drawing in the first place. Um and yeah, been doing it since. I got out of the fandom at around 15 years old just cuz I got really into anime and that kind of thing, so I started drawing and obsessing more over that than over Sonic. But then yeah, but I came back to it after Sonic 3 came out, so yeah. What song do you think Tikal and Shadow would have if they have a wedding? Okay, see, I can't answer that question without referencing me and my husband's wedding. So it would probably be this song. Let me find it. This is the song I walked down the aisle to. So give me 1 second. No, not that one. What's it called? Oh. 1 second, I'm trying to find it. This is the song I walked down the aisle to. I'm just trying to find the right version of it. Oh, there it is. This is the song I walked down the aisle to, so I feel like it would be something like this. At least, again, I'm biased because that was my wedding. If I had to choose one, though, specifically for them, I'd have to go on my Spotify and look, because I have a Shadowcow playlist. Give me 1 second. What happened? What? Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second, you guys. I'm just looking for the song. Where is it? Nope. Let me see here. Shadika, where are you? At their wedding. Bear with me 1 second. Hmm. Hmm. 1 second, I'm just listening to this song real quick. Oh, when they dance in their wedding. Okay. Yep. Same thing. Me and my husband's song. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna find it now. Um. No, Mimi. No. Stop. Again, me and my husband's. This is the song that we did. This was our first dance song. It was. I loved it. It was so beautiful. Oh on a second. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna Frankenstein him for a second. I'm Frankensteining my boy. Don't mind me. Hold on. If this ends up looking wonky, I'm changing it. Oh my goodness. Wrong layer again. I kind of want to make it... I kind of like that a little bit better because then it looks like he's getting up. Or he's about to. What am I doing? No. Wait, switch it back? I cannot. Yeah, Die with a Smile is really, really good. Okay. Chad, I'm sorry I'm cutting off your legs. Hold on a second. I have to do something. Just give me a second. Hold on. Actually, maybe it's his upper body that's the problem, not his lower body. Am I tripping? What's happening? Hold on. Every time I draw shadow in a profile view, it always gives me, throws me in for a loop. Maybe I'm overthinking it though. Actually, hold on. Let me try this. You guys see how tedious I get when I'm freaking drawing. Hold on, let me do that again. Oh, yeah, okay. I know what I did wrong. It's the shoes relative to his leg position. Mama. And then I promise this is going to be coherent. No, Mo. No, it's not supper time. Sorry. My cat always makes an appearance every single thing. Siri, be quiet. Thank you. Every single time. It's okay. Let me see. That looks weird, but I mean, I can't really do anything about it. It's the sketching phase.